Your news starts now.
Hello, I'm Amber Worthy. Thanks for joining us for News 12 Now at 11. Two 18-year-olds were shot and killed in two overnight shootings. The latest shooting happened this morning at 3:45 a.m. on East 3rd Street. Chattanooga police say they found the victim, 18-year-old Arcian Lane, suffering from multiple life-threatening gunshot wounds. Investigators say when they arrived at the hospital, they were told that another person was being treated for a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. Police say that person admitted to firing the shots at the victim. The juvenile suspect is charged with criminal homicide, felony reckless endangerment, and several other charges. And another 18-year-old is dead after shots fired calls came into Chattanooga police around 10:30 last night. The call came from Windsor Street. Officers say later they found 18-year-old Tiante Rice, who was transported to a local hospital by a personal vehicle before officers arrived to the scene. Rice died from his injuries. If you know anything, you are asked to call Chattanooga Police, and that number is on our website, WDEF.com. And Chattanooga police say a woman is dead and a man is in the hospital after a crash on Dayton Boulevard. Police say they were called to the scene at 7:15 this morning. Traffic investigators believe that a car driven by 26-year-old Corcipio Brooks crossed the double yellow line before running into 33-year-old Veronica Romero head-on. Romero was pronounced dead at the scene by EMS. Brooks sustained serious but non-life-threatening injuries, and police say charges are pending against him. And Cleveland police have identified a woman who was killed in a crash on Harrison Pike. Police say they were called Friday afternoon for a crash involving 3 cars. It appeared that one car crossed over the center line and hit 2 others. One driver was transported to Tennova Healthcare and was released. Another was transported to Erlanger with significant injuries, and 71-year-old Beverly Bird was airlifted but died from her injuries. The crash is still under investigation. And a healthy sexuality workshop was held at UTC today. There were sessions held to help parents and students learn information about sexual health, including how to prevent unplanned pregnancies. I spoke with Dr. Carol Burrs, who is on the Chattanooga City Council, about why she is involved in putting events like this on.
I think we're seeing today, particularly with our recent Supreme Court hearings, et cetera, that this is very much on the forefront. And so that's why I'm very much involved in it. I think it's very important that women, young women, women of all ages, have proper education about their own health.
There were also tables with information for mothers and fathers who were present to take as well. And Dozens attended a youth adult literary festival in Chattanooga State today. The Yahoo Fest was hosted by the Southern Lit Alliance and Chattanooga State's Writers at Work. I spoke with Joel Henderson about the inspiration behind this inaugural event.
So this is a venture between the Southern Lit Alliance and Chattanooga State's Writers at Work program. We have a shared mission of bringing literary arts experiences to Chattanoogans. And so this was our attempt to reach out to young readers across the city and across the metro area. I hope for people who are avid readers that this is a chance for them to meet their favorite authors, and for those who are just only slightly interested, this sort of fans the flames for them.
There were panel discussions, workshops, and opportunities for writers to sign their books from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. today. And 6 Special Olympic football teams competed in Chattanooga today. The Special Olympics teams were divided into traditional teams consisting of athletes with special needs and unified teams consisting of Special Olympics athletes alongside partner players without disabilities. I spoke with Beth Webb, who works for Special Olympics Region 4 that includes 10 counties around Chattanooga and some in Georgia. She says that it is important for groups to have the opportunity to play.
I could just literally tear up and cry about it every time I talk about it, but it's just so empowering to see these kids have, something that they really work towards and something that they achieve, whether they win or lose. They had a chance to compete, and it was a legitimate competition.
They also dedicated the field and named it Smith Summers Field. The name reflects the legacy of 2 local supporters of the Special Olympics. And survivors continue to speak out against the nomination of Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court. Rallies are being held across the country, even here in the Scenic City, and many are taking to social media. Kenneth Craig has the latest.